know why I feel this way. Every day I wanna run away. I think I'll go back to that place I stay. Play on the server the TimeShot way.
Hello, people. It's Poet, and we're back on TimeShot. Now, this is after PAX and after New York City, so I'm going to be talking about that a lot today. But I have a much more kind of serious talk to go through, especially with a lot of changes that are going to be going on TimeShot. And I just wanted to cover that, put my thoughts on the matter just kind of out there on the internet, just to get it off my chest. Nothing bad, really. Well, good and bad. But there's a good way to look at everything, I guess. There's always a positive spin on everything. So that's kind of how I'm going to try to make it seem, because it's not anything that's bad. It's just change, you know? So Boston was an absolute riot. It was fun. It was enjoyable. It was like, every convention that we end up going to, Minecon, PAX, whatever, what have you, even the local Comic-Con, I just always have so much fun at those things. But it's when we get so many friends together, where it just makes a world of difference, you know? And how can I even describe it? But it's like, you know, those little moments, even when you're just sitting around, you're not doing anything, but you're just sitting around, and you've got a friend close by, and that kind of feeling, I can't get enough of it. It's just such an awesome feeling. What can I say? What more can I say? I really enjoy that kind of thing. And we got a lot of that in Boston. So in Boston, there were 8 TimeShot members altogether. I think 8. Is my counting right? Maybe it was more. I think there were 8 of us altogether in one spot for the first time ever, and that was crazy. In Minecon London, England, we got several former members and current members together, and that was really cool too. But it's just, you know, when you can finally get all the members together, well, not all of them, but like quite a huge amount of members together like that, it's just this epic feeling. Like, you know, these are friends. These are the people that I want to be with, kind of feeling. It's just so awesome. What more can I say about it? Okay, this is what I got to do today. I've kind of re-geared myself, not really. I got an axe here. What I'm going to actually go to my Poet Tower, and I'm going to start dismantling the stairs there, because I got to kind of rework that. I want to start working on that building, get that more or less completed, just to move on, because it's been kind of on the back burner for a long time, this Poet Tower at Spawn. It's really like my, quote, Spawn building that I've got. And it's really just been sitting there, not being worked on for a long time. And it's time that I just finished it, so that I can move on and focus 110% of my attention to everywhere else on the server, whether it's my Poe's Pork or my donor hall, my new patron hall thing, what have you. Just want to be able to get at least one build like completely done, out of the way, move on. So that's what I'm going to be tearing down the stairwell for today. But anyway, Boston was fun. I mean, just look at some of the vlogs. I think Fabe, his vlogs are some of the best I've ever seen. But there are also vlogs out there from a whole bunch of other people who were with us, who you can check out. Not limited to all the TimeShot members who were there, basically, and then some of our friends who are also with us. You know, you just go and look for videos, and you'll find them. There's tons, and they kind of capture quite a bit of sort of what we were doing and that. Okay, I guess I should just start at the very top here. The way I'm going to do it is I'm going to just rip out the middle here. Technically, it should be kind of a even pitch, shouldn't it? Shouldn't it? So this should all be torn away too. All right. I did get a little bit sick. The pox, quote unquote. Most people have recovered from them though by now. Me and Fabe were still a little bit sick, sniffling and coughing and doing that kind of stuff. Me and Fabe went to New York after PAX in Boston, simply because we're both tourists to America. I have spent a lot of time in the United States, quite a bit. I've traveled there more so than I've traveled anywhere in Canada, so it's sort of, you know, I'm very used to being there, but still, with that said, the opportunity to go and do a really touristy thing in America, like going to New York City, I just couldn't have passed it up. So me and Fabe did that, and it was a lot of fun. We stayed sick, though. I don't know if it was like because we were on the New York subway. I mean, the New York subway, cleanliness is not really a high point, a strong point there. In New York in general, like there were many times, I'm not really a germaphobe, I wouldn't say. But I get this feeling like once I've been out, like if I go to the supermarket and I'm buying groceries or something, the first thing that I do when I get home is like run to the bathroom and wash my hands thoroughly. And it was kind of that sort of mentality where like I'd get back to our hotel room from being out and after being on the subway and stuff, and I would wash my hands just vigorously. Like I don't like the idea of my hands have touched whatever 1,000 other people have touched. It's just, you know, you're gonna get sick if you're not careful. And I thought I was being pretty careful, but I'm still kind of, I have this like a cold with me still. So, you know, maybe it was airborne and it wasn't anything I touched, but I just caught it anyway. Either way, I've got kind of a cold, and I haven't really been taking care of myself as well as I should be. I know I'm not taking vitamins. I'm not really like underexerting myself. I'm working just as hard as I always have been. And in fact, like when I was in New York City with Fabe, I was walking one day on the Saturday that we were there. Gorgeous, gorgeous day. We couldn't pass it up. We walked 36,000 steps in a single day. Now, to put that into perspective, when I was in London, England, at Minecon, and me and Wyn were exploring the city, walking around, looking at the sights, taking in the sights and stuff, the most that I walked in an entire day, and this is with me even going so far as to like explore an entire castle, the most we walked in a single day was like, I'm going to say maybe 6,000 to 7,000 steps. In New York City, me and Fabe walked 36,000 steps. Like, that's nuts. That's just stupid nuts. That's unbelievable. I don't even know really how we physically did that, especially being sick like we were. So it was kind of crazy that we did that. I want to build a kind of a base around this too, I think. Would look really cool. So that's what I'm going to also have to get. I think I'm going to... You know what I'm going to do to do that? You know what I'm going to do to do that is go into the nether and grab some nether brick. I think I might have some at my base, but I'm just going to go and get new stuff. Because why not? So anyway, just to sum it up, Boston was really, really awesome. Getting to see friends and fans alike. It was so cool. So cool. Like just being approached by fans when you're walking in the halls and, you know, signing autographs and stuff. It's just such a humbling thing because I'm not any celebrity to myself. Like I'm nobody to me. But like when other people come up to you and ask for autographs and stuff and take selfies with you and things, oh, it's just so cool. You know, and I appreciate doing it. I don't mind doing that. You know, if it makes them happy, I'd love to do that for them, you know? So, anyway, that was a load of fun. New York City, loads of fun. So touch efficiency 3. What a kind of crappy pick, but whatever. Just deal with it. Work with it. So that was loads of fun. While I was in New York, oh god. Alright, I don't have any way of killing this guy right here. The lag. Okay. You know what? I almost have to leave. Yeah, they're just flying around now. I'm gonna have to leave, find a bow and arrow, and then come back. And that'll kill enough time where we can keep talking too. But I got 10 blocks, so there's that. There's an improvement to our nether brick supply. 10. But anyway, where was I? Yeah, when I was there and kind of when I'm coming back, I'm hearing a lot of things happening in TimeShot and with some of the members, and you know, it's something that I take personally, not in any bad way. It's like you take it personally because these are your friends, and when things happen to them, whether they are good things, bad things, you know, life events, it affects you. You know, if a friend of yours gets married, that's a super amazing thing. If a friend of yours has problems with their relationship, that's a huge thing. If friends of yours get hurt and are in the hospital, that's a huge thing. You know, things like that. Like, it affects you. And this is even the case with friends that you've met online, some friends that you've never met in person. But it still affects you the same kind of way. It's a big deal when things happen to them. So what's happened now, I'm just going to lay it on the line, is that a few of the members are starting to take hiatus from YouTube and from TimeShot and from all kinds of social interaction online. Where are my arrows? Don't tell me I don't have any arrows. That's weird. I can make some maybe, can't I? Feathers. Do I have feathers? Yes, I do. So when I say hiatus from TimeShot, I don't mean that like they aren't members anymore. That's not the case. Ooh, that's a lot of arrows. I didn't mean to make that many. Forgot that it makes multiples of 4. My B. But so what's happened is a lot of people, and I think it's also the result of being at places like PAX, where you can see like friends in person and interact with them in person and see how other people behave and act and get outside your comfort zone. And the life that you thought you knew, maybe you don't really know it until you've lived it differently. Do you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Like, your life might be perfectly fine and perfectly happy and perfectly amazing, or maybe conversely your life isn't that great. When you go elsewhere, your perspective changes. You know, your perspective changes, and you guys shooting there. Your perspective changes, and for the best, for the better, or for the worst. You know, like one day you're really happy, the next you're not, because you realize how things could be. how things are different for other people. You know, one second the life you thought was amazing suddenly isn't. I'm spam clicking. That's why they're not dying very fast. I forgot 1.9. It's even harder when I go from like 1.7 to 1.9 so frequently as I do. Okay, let's try to get some of this stuff up here. But you know, I think that does have a lot to do with it, is like being able to socially interact with friends who may lead different lives. And like I said, like one day your life is perfectly happy, but then you realize what it could be, maybe, and suddenly it brings a lot into question, and it raises questions. And you know, as soon as those seeds are planted, you know, they're gonna grow into something. You can't just stop them. They're gonna grow. Those seeds of doubt, or those seeds of confidence, they're gonna grow. So, you know, is that a bad thing? No, I don't think so at all. I think that being able to find yourself is something that a lot of people strive for, and truly being able to do it is an amazing thing that we should all do at some point in our lives. Our lives are continually changing, and something that I've heard a lot is that people have tended to settle. So this is the case with education. This is the case with where they work. This is the case with their relationships. This is the case with a lot of aspects of their lives. And it causes issues. You know, I don't think I'm in a bad position to name names when I do this. You know, I know that a lot of people feel privacy. They feel privacy. What is privacy? You don't even want to know. They feel it, though. They feel privacy all over them. What am I even saying? They enjoy their privacy, and I don't want to breach that privacy. At the same time, I feel like if I could give real world examples, it might put things into perspective a little bit easier. Where, you know, I've talked to Wyn several times. Her and I are completely and totally in love. We love each other to pieces. And, you know, she often says about our relationship that before she met me, she was just settling for people. She settled because she genuinely thought that, you know, the right person wasn't going to come along, that maybe there was nothing out there for her. And in doing so, you know, certain life events happened that, you know, happened as a result of her settling for somebody else. And then, you know, when suddenly that right person comes along, the whole world flips upside down. Like, you don't expect it to ever happen, and when it does, you got to take a step back, and it just blows you away. What can you do in a situation like that? But that's what I mean when I'm saying, like, sometimes, for better or worse, these things happen where your perspective just suddenly changes. Sometimes it happens instantaneously when you, like, for example, with the Wyn there, when suddenly that right person comes along. And sometimes it happens over a long period of time. Like if you've been working in a job for a long time and you thought that it was the right move to make. You've put all your education into it, and you've worked it for years, and then suddenly realize, you know what, I'm not happy doing this, you know? So sometimes it's really fast, these realizations. Sometimes it happens over time. Like years. So there are ways of avoiding it, so to speak, but I don't think there's any real good way of avoiding these types of things. Like, it's hard to explain what it's like when you've got all your ducks in a row, when you've got your life in order, when you know what you want and when you have what you want. Like, that seems like such a rare thing to happen. Like, I know that you can create a goal for yourself. Say, like, I want to be a artist. And you can focus all of your time, all of your effort into being an artist. Learning how to be an artist, breathing art, experiencing it in every way you can, focusing your education, your career on art. It takes a long time and you can do it. You know, like, you can set your kind of goal like that and focus on it and accomplish it. But what happens when you've done that? You think that art is the thing that you want to do, and you've done that for years, and then all of a sudden, I don't really like the kinds of jobs that I can get with art, or maybe I'm just burnt out on it right now, or you know, that kind of thing. What do you do? How do you solve that kind of a problem? And that's the kind of thing that, like, I have no good answer for it. I know it sounds like a cop-out, but I really just don't. I do not have a good answer for it. I don't have all the answers. I never claim to. But it's just one of those things where, you know, I think we just have to continually look back on our lives and reevaluate. And sometimes we'll look back on everything and say, yep, everything's right where I want it to be. I'm still happy. Go me. Yay, me. Other times we'll look back at it and say, you know what? I'm just not happy anymore. I need to change things. So it's two very, very different elements. I'm not 100% sure on how to go about it either. Like, when you've realized, ouch, oh, I'm withered. For how long? 6 seconds. Not too bad. Being withered, I think, has been nerfed. It doesn't seem as potent as it used to be. But anyway, I think that what's happened, especially with, like, members on TimeShot, is that either as a result of packs, or as a result of just, you know, time, a matter of time, self-reflection, reevaluation, a lot of them have realized, you know what, maybe this isn't for me. I need to take a step back and reevaluate where I'm at, what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and just kind of go about it that way. I think for others, it's a matter of just, you know, you feel burnt out, like I was saying, and you just have to take a step back and see if maybe taking a little bit of a break calms things down and helps you out and makes you feel better. So there's that element too. So what's happened, to lay it on the line, is that a lot of the members, well, not a lot, but several, I think 3 right now, have, for different reasons, and this is the crazy thing, is that for, like, lots of different reasons, but we've seen this in the past, it's nothing new, when change happens in one person's life, especially when it comes to, like, big things like doing YouTube videos. It seems that when one person changes the aspect of their life that involves doing that, it encourages other people who are their friends, who hang out with them, who are in their same circles and stuff. It encourages them to also take a look at their lives and reflect and change up what they do also. And that's a good thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing at all. I'm saying that's a good thing, that, you know, it's one person changes elements of their lives, and it encourages others to take a look at what they do and also reflect and maybe take the opportunity to say, you know what, you're right. I'm also going to take a step back because I've also been feeling the same way. And that's, I think, a large part of what happened. Oh, I don't have another pick. Are you kidding me? Might have more than enough nether bricks though now. So tried to keep the area flat. I was gonna kind of just cut it off here. I didn't want it to look too ugly. I can't remove all the spawning pads because that's where wither skeletons spawn in. But anyway, I think that's an element of it, is that, you know, because PAX happened and you got to like just hang out with like minds, and also because, you know, when one person does it, a lot of other people start to reflect on their own choices. And so what's happened is, for many different reasons, people on TimeShot have decided to take a step back. Wisely, I think. They've taken a step back and they're saying, you know what, I have to step back and reevaluate what I do and how I do it. And, you know, that's not to say that I won't come back. And here's me personally hoping that they do. But if they choose not to, then that's their choice. And I understand that and I respect that. And that's totally cool. It would be kind of sad day for me, but, you know, it's their choice and I respect it. So this reevaluation is happening right now. I just wanted to affirm and reaffirm that these people are not leaving the server. We have not kicked them off the server. They are just on a hiatus. It may mean, and I'm being fully honest, it may mean that they won't come back. Like, this is a legit possibility. You know, there are a lot of people, friends of ours, who have been members of TimeShot, who have left. And upon leaving, they've said, you know what, that was the best decision of my life, was to leave. And to not feel that pressure and to not feel that stress, you know, or whatever their reasons for leaving were. You know, it's usually to their benefit. And so I'm going to say right now that probably, you know, of the members who are taking these hiatuses, who are taking steps back, I expect that, you know, maybe some will come back, maybe some won't. But something's going to change either way. I've always been the kind of person who is pretty upfront about who I am, what I do, how I do it. I know that a lot of people carry a lot of burden on their shoulders, and they hold that inside. They take it in, they hold it inside. They don't portray that to the public. And I'm not going to scrutinize them for doing that, you know, because I've come to realize that what I do as a person, I tend to be a little bit stronger somehow than they are. And I don't know why. I don't claim to be stronger. But it seems that what I do easily in terms of my self-confidence and in terms of kind of just being myself, it seems that with me doing that, it's a lot easier for me to do it than it is for other people. And I can't speak as to why. I've had these kinds of talks with you guys before about trying to find self-confidence and just to do it, you know, like the Shia LaBeouf's way, just do it. But Nike, but I mean, I just don't know what it takes. I don't know why. I seem to be able to lay it on the line a lot easier than others. But I've come to respect that and understand that and realize that others don't have it so easy. That when it comes to laying it on the line, sometimes there's maybe bigger things at stake, or I'm not sure what. I'm not sure why. Like I said, if I could explain it, then I just would, but I can't. So I won't. But it seems like other people, they... Ouch. Oh, man, this guy with his wicked bow. Ooh. Kill. Skeletons of the nether. It seems that I can do that kind of thing easily. Other people can't, and I understand it. Oh man, this is gonna be bad. All right. Yes, Wither Skull. Awesome. Oh, man, that made this whole trip worth it. Just that alone. Awesome. Oh, that I'm up to 3 Wither Skulls. I think I can make another beacon soon. Just have to kill a wither. Anyway, with that said, like I've been trying to say, is that because of this, I understand fully when and why someone needs to take a break, and why they've held so much in, and why maybe finding that ability to express themselves in a different way causes such change. Like I can understand it. I totally get it. And so that's why I'm asking, like, even the community to say, you know, let's be behind these guys. Let's, you know, they're going through tough things in their life-changing events. Some good, some bad. And I hope that all of it leads to good things. That's obviously their goal. And let's be behind them all the way in doing that. You know, this is what we're here for as the community, as friends to these members of TimeShot who are going through these hardships. And not just members of TimeShot, but anybody in our lives who are going through these life-changing events. You know, let's be behind them all the way. Maybe it's not a difficult thing for you, but to them, it could be a really, really almost crippling type of change. You know, these are people who aren't accustomed to this, who are having to suddenly face these tasks. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. There we go. Anyway, we have to be behind them 100%, and that's my stance on it, is to just be behind them 100%, to help them wherever I can, even if it's just giving them a compliment, you know, if that's what it takes, or just being that kind of a shoulder, or being there for advice, or being there for trust, you know, whatever it is. So, you know, if at the end of the day, someone's choice is to take a break and not return, you know, let's respect that kind of a decision and understand that, you know, what we perceived to be happiness a lot of the time was a mask. It can definitely be a mask that you put over to hide your true feelings about how life is and how things are going. And I would rather see someone honestly happy than someone putting on a facade and pretending to be that happy, in that happy place, in that happy way of thinking. I don't want them to pretend to be that. I want them to be that. I want them to genuinely be happy. And if at the end of the day, you know, taking a break from YouTube is what it takes, then all the power to them to do that. So that's me laying it on the line as far as like what my thoughts about it are. I respect it 110%. For me personally, I think that sometimes a break is all that is needed. I was in Boston and New York for a total of about 2 weeks, and I got to tell you, it was a great time. I had a really wonderful time, and it let me kind of detox on YouTube. And you know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks is all that these individuals need. Maybe 2 or 3 months, whatever it is. You know, maybe they'll see, you know what? I miss it. I want to come back. That's their choice. So I'm welcoming comments about this, good or bad, sad or happy. But I think you should realize that, you know, although there is sadness involved with like someone saying, you know what, I'm not coming back. You got to be happy that that's a choice that they're finally able to make. Someone boned me a little bit. What the heck? It's a choice that someone was able to finally make. And sometimes that choice was so much harder than you even realize. And we should be proud of them, each and every one of them, for even making the move to take this reflection time. So with that, the heck what? Someone blow up a creeper thing and not clean it up? What happened? Anyway, I'm gonna leave the episode there. So it's really a personal thing to me, though. Like I was saying at the beginning, where this whatever happens, it is affecting me because these are my friends. These are people I care about, and you know, I might joke around with them a lot, and I might, you know, be my typical self where I'll grind their gears and break their balls. I'm breaking the balls, you know, like I'll give them the what's the word? I don't know what the expression is. I could just keep adding expressions as to how I troll them and tease them and poke fun at them. But at the end of the day, I do consider them all friends. I do love them to pieces, and you know, I'd bend over backwards for all of them. I'd go to bat for all of them. So, yeah, it's a tough time for me too. But hopefully, like I was saying in this whole episode, you guys can respect their decisions, understand them, and yeah. I'm not gonna get choked up. I'm not gonna do it. But thanks for watching, guys. Like this video, comment below, especially those words of support, or go find those people who are going through these hard times and leave your support with them. And with that, we'll be seeing you guys next time on TimeShot. Bye-bye.